indispensable if the objectives of the African Continental Free Trade Area are to be achieved. With President Buhari's signature, 54 out of the 55 member states of the African Union have now signed the agreement, out of which 27 already deposited their instruments of ratification. When fully operational, AFCFTA will be the world's largest free trade area with a potential market of 1.2 billion people and a gross domestic product of $2.5 trillion across member states of the African Union. At the extraordinary session on the African Continental Free Trade Area, speakers including the chairman of the African Union, Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, and the Director General of the World Trade Organization appreciated Nigeria for signing the agreement, describing it as a worthwhile undertaking. This, they say, demonstrates the common will of African countries to work together towards achieving the vision of the African Union's Agenda 2063, the Africa we want.
We deserve to congratulate ourselves on these major achievements that has been made possible thanks to the African nations' will and their faith in the vision of the founding fathers.
Africans should take particular pride in reaching this agreement at a time of growing protectionism and rising trade tensions that threaten economic stability and progress around the world.
This is an event that gives hope to the African people who want to construct a prosperous Africa.
Our research and experience has shown that the successful implementation of the CFTA will create synergies and transform Africa into one of the GVC factories like we already have in Asia, Europe, and North America.
The African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement came into force in May 2019 and expected to start trading in July 2020, before which some critical preparatory activities are to be undertaken, including effective sensitization of the state parties. From Niamey, the Republic of Niger, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Now, Nigerian's First Lady Aisha Buhari joined wives of other African presidents in a closed-door session of the Steering Committee of the Organization of African First Ladies for Development.
The session, which held on the sidelines of the just concluded African Union Summit in Niamey, Niger Republic, revealed and endorsed resolutions critical to the core objectives of the association. State House correspondent Aliyu Kabir reports.
Since the adoption of the new name of the African First Ladies platform from the Organization of the African First Ladies on HIV and AIDS, OFLA, to the current name, the Organization of the African First Ladies for Development, OFLAD, encapsulating all development strategies during the 22nd session of the Assembly in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia in 2018, members are meeting for the first time in Niamey, Niger Republic, currently at the 23rd General Assembly of OFLAD. Their motive is to design a plan of action towards the promotion of the general well-being of the African women, youth and children. The meeting of the Steering Committee of the General Assembly of OFLAD, going by the new acronym of the organization, held behind closed doors, is expected to deliberate on issues concerning the development of women, youth and children in Africa towards complementing the effort of African leaders for rapid development of the continent. Nigeria's First Lady Aisha Muhammadu Buhari led a delegation to that regard, considering the importance of Nigeria within the continent of Africa.
This is very important. The closed-door meeting, as you are all aware, is to enable the African First Lady to take crucial decisions on issues, on how they can move on and make recommendations.
This program will go a long way in helping the health sector in Nigeria as a whole and also Borno State.
The meeting will also look at other issues for adoption, comprising the resolution towards the promotion of gender equality and women empowerment, deliberated at the margins of the 74th United Nations General Assembly in New York. The OFLAD General Assembly is expected to hold tomorrow, the 8th of July, 2019. In Niamey, The Public, Aliu Kabir, NTA.
Now, the Secretary General of the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, Mohamed Sanusi Barkindo, has condemned in strong terms U.S.-led sanctions against Venezuela and Iran.
He said these sanctions, in addition to mass mobilization against their operations, are the greatest threats to the global oil and gas industry. Correspondent Lydia Sampson reports that these are salient issues at an exclusive with Nigerian journalist in Vienna, Austria.
Having served as Acting Secretary General of OPEC and represented Nigeria on OPEC's Board of Governors from 2009 to 2010, Barkindo brings with him a wealth of experience in the oil and gas industry, both in Nigeria and internationally. As he gears up for the next 3 years in office, Mohamed Sanusi Barkindo bears his mind, stressing a diplomatic solution towards ending the sanctions, which have caused uncertainty in the oil market.
For us, we would welcome a resolution of the issues that are at stake between these countries and the United States. Sanctions distort markets, and it further complicates our global effort with non-OPEC producers to maintain stability.
He said OPEC is not unmindful of volatility in the oil market, as well as mounting concerns about threats to both global supplies and demand. Barkindo said OPEC and oil-producing non-OPEC members grouped into OPEC Plus agreed to extend production caps until 2020.
This charter provides us with a permanent platform of working together, and I look forward to Nigeria and all the participating countries ratifying the charter. It is not a treaty. It is not a legally binding institution per se. It is a voluntary platform that brings together producers across the board, both at policy level and at technical levels, to continue to address the challenges of the oil market, the industry, and the energy landscape.
Venezuela, Libya, and Iran are, however, exempt from these restrictions. From Vienna, Austria, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Now, the outgoing Group Managing Director of Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, Dr. Mekanti Baro, says President Muhammadu Buhari remains committed to the growth of the nation's hydrocarbon reserves through the exploration of the inland oil basins in the country. A statement by Group General Manager, Public Affairs of the NNPC, Ndun Gamadu, indicated that Dr. Baro made the assertion while inspecting ongoing drilling operations in Bauchi and Gombe State in company of his successor, Malam Mele Kiare. The GMB expressed conviction that under the leadership of the incoming GMD, the NNPC will soon discover new hydrocarbon reserves to shore up Nigerians' economic base.
Nigeria is among West African countries to benefit from the Training and Examination Center for Renewable Energy and Efficiency for ECOWAS certification scheme. This is to promote professional competence and address quality assurance gap. The executive director of ECOWAS Renewable Energy says by the end of July, the training certification examination will hold in Lagos. Nigeria is set to work ongoing for the production of more than 200 megawatts of solar installations.
You're watching the News at 10 on NTA News 24, reaching you live from Abuja, the nation's capital. Still to come. Yobe State Governor vows to revive government-owned moribund industry. Stay with us for more news.
Advertising your goods and services on the right channel gives you an edge over your competitors. NTA News 24 has all the platforms for your target audience. The station is on DSTV channel 419, GoTV channel 46, StarTimes channel 101, and Free TV channel 703. With our digital format and wide range, we can reach your customers in next to no time. We are eager to promote your business, goods, and services. So, partner with us for a very rewarding business experience. For more information, please call Henry on 0803-379-0884 or visit our office at NTA Headquarters, Area 11, Garki, Abuja. NTA News 24. News and more news.
Many thanks for staying tuned. Now, the Presidential Election Petition Court has continued its hearing of the petition of the People's Democratic Party and its candidate Atiku Abubakar. The People's Democratic Party and its candidate are challenging the victory of President Muhammadu Buhari at the February 23rd presidential election. So far, the petitioner have tendered documents concerning 10 states. The states are Niger, Yobe, Katsina, Kebbi, Borno, Jigawa, Gombe, Bauchi, Kaduna, and Kano. The document tendered are forms EC-8C and EC-8B and EC-8A, as well as the receipt for the certification of the document. Counsel to the Independent National Electoral Commission, Ustaz Usman, SAN, President Muhammadu Buhari, Wole Olanipekun, SAN, and APC Latif Fagbemi, SAN, objected to the admissibility of the document tendered. Counsel to the respondent reserved reasons for their objection for their written final addresses. National Chairman of the APC, Adams Oshiomhole, and Tom Ikimi of the PDP are in court.
The Comptroller General of the Nigerian Immigration Service, Mohammed Babandidi, has vowed not to spare individuals or group involved in passport-related offences. The warning came in the wake of the prosecution of a senior protocol officer in the Ministry of Power, Works and Housing, Maikudi Aruna, who allegedly was involved in the forgery of documents meant for the procurement of Nigerian passport. A statement signed by the Nigerian Immigration Service Public Relations Officer, DCI Sunday James, says Maikudi conspired by forging official identity card and signature of the Minister of the Ministry of Power, Works and Housing on a letter issued to one Abubakar Mustafa Bida to procure official passports, thereby collecting 250,000 naira, has proceeded knowing full well that the subject is not a government official. Aruna Maikudi appeared before Justice Taiwo of the Federal High Court, Abuja, where he was charged with conspiracy in making false statement for the purpose of procuring Nigerian passports and engaging in forgery. The Comptroller General of Nigerian Immigration Service advised prospective applicants seeking the Nigerian passport to avoid false declaration, forgery, and use of fake breeders' document. He therefore advised applicants to follow due process by paying online, applying online, and this is from patronizing touts. He notes that both the procurer and the applicant will be prosecuted in accordance with the provision of the law related to passport offences.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Customs Service has approved the promotion of 1,924 junior cadre personnel. A statement by Customs Public Relations Officer Joseph Attach reveals that 51 assistant inspectors are promoted to inspectors of customs. 48 assistant inspectors of customs are elevated to inspectors of customs. The statement states further that 200 customs assistant 2 are promoted to customs assistant grade 1, while 39 customs assistant grade 3 are promoted to customs assistant grade 2. 169 Customs Assistant 1 also got promoted to Assistant Inspector of Customs, and 1,200 Customs Assistant Grade 1 officers are now Inspectors of Customs. Others affected are the promotion of 100 179 customs grade 2 who are now customs assistant grade 1, while 38 customs assistant grade 3 are now customs assistant grade 2. Controller General of the service, Amid Ali, tasked the newly promoted officers to see their promotion as a call to service.
The Commercial Federal Road Safety Corps, Dr. Boboye Oyeyemi, says without the financial support of President Muhammadu Buhari towards the fast development of the FRSCUD Academy in the last 4 years, training of FRSC cadet for the 2019 Basic Officers course would have been an illusion.
The Corps Marshal stated this, that at some projects are ready for the inauguration. This was part of the congratulatory message at the regiment dinner marking the end of 2019 Officers Basic Course, which lasted 6 months. Comfort IM report.
A rousing reception greeted the FRSC boss, Dr. Boboye Oyeyemi, on arrival at the FRSC Academy, Udi, Enugu State, venue of the regimental dinner, which set the tune for the evening event. The cadets, about 753 number, drawn from the 36 states of the Federation, were on hand to wine and dine with the officers and men of rank and file. Corps Marshal Oyeyemi says the ceremony is an integral part of military and paramilitary tradition observed as part of every structured training program for officers.
It's been a wonderful experience within the last 4 years with Mr. President's support by prompt release of funds, and at least you yourself can see a lot of things, and projects are waiting commissioning, and this signals the further improvement in developing the capacity. We have accommodation now for about 800 officers, so that means we can train a lot of officers and short courses.
The Commandant, Edward Zambi, in his remarks, expressed joy over the successful completion of the 6-month course. What the Commission tagged unveiling of colors, among other significant features, added color to the regimental dinner as the Corps Marshal conducted the band. In Udi, Enugu State, Comfort IM, NTA News.
We're now join our live OBcast for a live telecast of
May the gentle soul of late Francis Olabode Johnson rest perfectly in peace. And please, you may be seated for yet another performance by the NNPC GMD Quality Choir. Please, presentation quickly. Thank you.
Good morning and welcome to the live broadcast of the valedictory session for Dr. Mekantiba Kachalabaru, the outgoing GMD of NNPC. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this is coming to you live on the network service of NTA, the biggest network service in Africa. The amphitheater is filled to capacity and it's overwhelming because for many, this is believed to be an outstanding send-forth for a leader who has distinguished himself, and for many, even though past leaders like Pupuluku have been sent forth in similar capacities, but it's not been this overwhelming. As we all know, it is the valedictory session for the outgoing GMD, Dr. Mekantibaru, as well as the handing over for the incoming GMD, Mele Kolo Kiari. And who is who in the oil and gas industry, and even friends of the industry are here in the amphitheater. It would